Hey, I'm Marius. You might have seen me around with the worship team, and so I served there. I was a student and not a very good one at that. 2020 was a year, I remember that as a year when I didn't have an identity because I didn't have a student visa. I wasn't working because I didn't have a visa. I couldn't study because I didn't have a visa. So that time was really me just floating around, not knowing where to go or where I am at. The moment that I found out that they wouldn't extend my visa, I was at a point of desperation because, for one, I knew that it was my fault, which doesn't help at all. But at the same time, I had that yearning, which brought me to a place of real desperation. We were still having shift at a place down at Highgate Hill. I was at the back, I was worshiping, and then I remember just Pastor Nelly coming to me and asking me what's been happening. And I don't think it's coincidence that he asked specifically about my studies. And I just broke down at that point because I knew that I wasn't doing well, and I was not in a good place because it started affecting my future. So I remember just praying and crying out to God with Pastor Nelly. Clearly, it was just declaring that, God, I know I've heard your voice when I got here. And I know that you've been talking to me ever since. And I know that you broke my heart for this nation specifically. It wasn't even a one-time thing. It was a lot of shifts and a lot of even car rides. Because I remember at that time, after serving, because we just started Logan, there are times that I actually catch dinner with Pastor Nelly, and then we would just talk about that and pray through it. It was 20% talking about it and 80% just prayer and just crying out to God. At the same time, I saw that there was a need in campus ministry because there was just not a lot of volunteers at that place. So I don't know why, but God moved in my heart, and He moved it so that it will break for the students, especially for the international students who couldn't go home. So at that year, I became a volunteer for ENC. They started this program for internship for campus ministry, and I joined that together with Sam and Alex. That's when my heart really went full throttle for campus and reaching out to students. When 2021 came, the start of 2021, I heard the news from immigration, and they offered me another student visa. So that was a second chance for me basically to start another course and to stay here and to fulfill whatever it was that I was supposed to fulfill in 2016. If God has a plan for you, and you do and you obey whatever He does, He's going to provide. Pastor Nelly always says, if He has the will, then He will pay the bill. And that's really what happened in my life. I didn't have anything in my hands. I knew that there was a need. I had capacity because I had time that time. So I served. And look, God promised me that I would stay here, even if I doubted that at the time of the pandemic. So right now, I'm studying construction management, and my work right now is connected to that degree, which is good. Also, the company that I'm with right now has offered me a permanent job, which does not happen at all. It's definitely God move. And at the same time, I'm already directing music right now for the worship ministry and also leading life group. Music is still in my heart. It was always, but now God's opened up channels for me to reach out to the people around who are also musicians. I see this as an opportunity for God to use my love, which is already there for music, to reach out to the people who are of the same heart, but who don't know Him yet. So that's my new mission field, basically.